Okay, guys, so we've changed locations. I'm back in the classroom. I was having technical difficulties, and apparently I need to keep these videos a little bit shorter because they're being difficult to download. I'm going to start by giving you the solutions from the problems that you did. Let me get this situated. The problems that you did. Go ahead and pause that. Take a screenshot. Okay, and let me get you the others. Other problems. Okay, I'm gonna pause you. Okay, so just a reminder, if you're turning in if you submitted work, you automatically get credit for that, but you still need to check your own work and make sure that if you're doing anything wrong, that you're figuring out where your mistakes are. That's why I showed you all of my work. We're going to still work on substituting with systems of equations. There's just one extra step that we're going to have to do. If you look at this one, you notice that it's not already solved for y or for x for you. And so what we're going to do is we're looking for a variable here that has no coefficient. That's already that it would be easiest to solve for. And I see right here that I have a y right here that has no coefficient. So I'm going to solve this one for y. That'll be the first step that I need to take care of. So 2x plus y equals -8. To get the y by itself, all I need to do is take off the 2x. And so I have y equals -2x minus 8. Okay, so all I did here was just rewriting this right here. I'm going to draw a line through it because now we're going to use this form. We rewrote it, so we know what y is equal to. Y is equal to -2x minus 8. So I'm going to put parentheses around it, and I'm just doing exactly what we were doing before. I'm going to substitute this in for y. So I've got 3x minus 5, and then I'm putting in -2x minus 8 equals -25. Okay, I've got to take care of the distributive property first. So 3x plus 10x plus 40 equals -25. Okay, 3x and 10x is 13x plus 40 equals -25. Subtract the 40. So 13x equals -65. Okay, and when I divide by 13, looks like I'm going to get x equals -5. Okay, so I'm not done because I know what x is. I need to know what y is. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to use this one because I think it will take the least amount of work. So y equals -2 times -5 minus 8. I'm going to draw a line through here. Y equals -2 times -5 is just 10 minus 8, so y equals 2. And then I'm going to write my answer as an ordered pair, -5, comma, 2. Okay, I'm going to pause you. Okay, here's example 2. Make sure you're writing all this down. Write what I write as we go. Remember, I'm looking for something that has no coefficient. That means it has no number in front of it because it'll be the easiest to solve for. And when I look, I see that I have an x right here that I could solve for by, I just need to add this 2y onto both sides, and I end up with x equals 2y plus 8. So I've just rewritten this. So I'm gonna draw a line through this. So I don't have any, I'm not using that one anymore. I'm using this form of it, the rewritten form. So now I know x is 2y plus 8. So here, I'm going to draw a line so that I don't have mushy work. So here, in place of x, I'm going to use 2y plus 8. So 8, 2y plus 8 plus 6y equals 42. and then I just need to solve it. So use the distributive property, 16y plus 64 plus 6y equals 42. Now I've got a 16y and a 6y, so I need to combine those up. So I've got 22y plus 64 equals 42. And then I need to subtract the 64. So 22y and 42 minus 64 should give me what? Negative 22. And when I divide by 22, I just get y equals negative 1. Okay, so I know what y is. I can go back up here. I'm going to use this one because it'll be the easiest. And I'm just going to put a negative 1 in for y. So x equals 2 times negative 1 plus 8. So x equals negative 2 plus 8. X would be 6. So I'm going to write my answer as an ordered pair, 6 comma negative 1. And pause. Okay, so here's your last example. And remember, I'm looking for something that that's by itself, that has no coefficient, that I can solve for easily. And I see an x that's right here by itself. So I'm going to solve this one for x. If I have x minus 3y, am I still in the picture, equals negative 24. I'll draw a line here. I'm trying to get this x by itself because I know I can do that easily. So if I add 3y to each side, I'm going to have x equals 3y minus 24. So now I have something that is equal to x. So I'm going to use 3y minus 24 in place of x. So I'm going to draw a line through here because now I'm using this. I just rewrote it. It's the same thing. I just rewrote it. So I'm going to use 3y minus 24 in place of x. I'm going to go back to this one and use 3y minus 24 in place of x plus 9y equals 27. So I've got to use the distributive property, 6y minus 48. And remember, you can pause me if I'm going too fast. I'm trying to move kind of quickly so that my video doesn't get too long. We've got a 6y and a 9y. So 15y minus 48 equals 27. And then add 48. So 15y equals 65. So when I divide by 15, I end up with y equals 3. So I'm almost done. I've got to take this y, remember, and go back up here, and I'm going to replace it into this other equation. So x equals 3 times 3 minus 24. So x equals 9 minus 24. So x would be negative 15. And then I'll write my answer as an ordered pair. Okay, I'm going to pause you one more time and then I'll give you your practice problems. So be ready to write down your practice problems. Okay, so I'm only going to give you 4 problems this time. Lucky you, we're going to try to work in smaller chunks. Okay, so there's no stress, no pressure. So go ahead and pause that, write these down. These 4 problems, today's Wednesday, so by Thursday night, let's say midnight, if you would like credit, you need to have a picture of your work and send it to me by Thursday night. And then Friday, I'll have another video and I'll give you the solutions, and you'll need to check your work on Friday. Okay, see you then.